Welcome back to the channel for part 2 of the arena build at Abernathy Farm. Let's get building! Welcome back to Abernathy, Gaming for XP, and when you last left us we'd made a fair bit of progress on the overall structure of the arena. Today we're going to concentrate on getting up to that second level, and so I'm going to put some stairs in here. And I'm going to use these floors from one of the master plan mods, stairs, ramps and everywhere, whatever it's called, to do this. So I like these kind of see-through floors that it gives us, and it gives us some railings that actually do work pretty well with these. Getting some lag there for some reason. There we go. Sometimes with these you need to find a different angle just to put those in, and it took me a while to figure out what stairs I was going to use, but I'll eventually get there. So we'll do the same on the other side. Might as well put it in now, get it done. Now I was hoping to have this particular build done in 2 episodes. Unfortunately, in 2 videos it's not going to happen. It's going to have to go to 3. The third one will be a little bit shorter, but that's as short as I can make these without giving you a 40-minute video. Okay, so the reason I took that single piece of that is I realised that I needed to set the stairs back just a fraction, and so that half floor works perfect to do that. We get these railings that come in. These are the railings and floors that you will see at the castle, by the way, if you think they look familiar. And I think you see them on a lot of the buildings in and around Diamond City as well. So it took me quite a while to figure out what stairs I wanted to go for. So I've cut out the general faffing of trying to figure out which ones fit. So I end up with these ones with the concrete tab. They're the right size and the right pitch to fit in here perfectly. There we go. Well, eventually they'll fit in. There we go. Nice. Gets us up into this next level there, which is good. We'll get rid of those, which were my first iteration or my 5th iteration, can't remember. And there we go. So all the faff is gone, and that looks okay. I like that overall look. Okay, and I'm going to cut out the part where I put the walls in up here. I'm going to show you bits and pieces of it, but not all of it, because you've already seen that in the first video, and I don't think there's much value in repeating that for you. I don't want to put you to sleep, so we'll get into thematic and practical. And you can see these rails are actually designed to fit right on the smaller part of that shaped part. And there's, again, they give you 3 different rails. 3 must be the magic number, I don't know why, but we'll just pop those all in all the way around. So again, upstairs is going to look completely different in essence to downstairs, but it all works together. So if that kind of makes sense, it probably makes sense anyway. And what I wanted to do is, obviously you're a little bit higher, so the chances of falling off could be substantially increased up here. So I'm going to put these kind of little viewing windows in. The only problem with these is the compared to the normal kind of wood walls, is they're a bit shorter. So I've got to find a solution here, and I end up finding these here. That's a bit too wide. We go to these ones. There we go, and it actually works in my favor, because now it makes it look as though it's supporting the roof, which it saves me putting pillars in anywhere else. And the other beautiful thing that it does is it actually gives me an entranceway for the stairs, which is a bonus. So we'll put them in the inside and the outside, and then what we will do is put some railings or something in there so they turn out to be a little window. So you can see here, yeah, I've skipped past it. I'll be back in a second with it. There we go. Come on. So it's only these standard floor pieces that we need it for. So you remember downstairs we have a certain piece that fits perfectly for those angled pieces anyway. So there you go. So it frames up that stairway nicely, just like that. Come on. You know you can do it. And, you know, I've left in a little bit of faffing. Sorry, guys. You could have a little bit of faffing in your videos. Okay, there we go. If you want me to interpret what faffing is, I'm happy to do that. Leave me some comments and I'll give you a definition of faffing. So here we go, we've put the walls in. There's nothing special in the way we put the walls in. It was pretty much the same as we done downstairs. So hence why I've skipped ahead. I think we actually need one more piece of foundation just right there. It probably doesn't need a full one. It needs just one of those. There you go. Come on. Fit in. Snap. Come on. There we go. So now I noticed there was just a little bit of a discrepancy there. So now we've got a long entranceway into the arena. We have the stairs that get us upstairs in the arena, and now what I wanted to do is put something that will add a completely different look to the entranceway, and I've been dying to use this little baby here, this plain wing here, and I'm going to use it as a kind of awning, and it will sit and frame the entranceway to the arena. So the biggest issue with using this is, you can see it is rather large, people, rather large. So I'm going to have to take that up the back and get a pillar to put that in, but it shouldn't be a great drama. I've no idea why I'm running back and forward. So my thinking time's over. I've cut forward. You didn't want to see the major faffing. Okay. Oh, when I first placed that down, I didn't pick up all those melons. For some reason, now that I've put it there, I have. So this, not going to lie, this did take me a while to get right and get into place. It was a little bit tricky, but eventually, using the scaffolding and a little bit of persuasion, it goes in, no problem. And just getting the height right was the major drama, finding that point where it's going to go green for you. But we get there. There we go. Come on. It's a battle of centimeters and inches, just millimeters almost. There we go. The other thing that you got to be careful here, you can see how that hill is on a slight slope, so you need to make sure that that's high enough that we can get underneath it. I think that's a bit too low. It needs to go up a bit. So I really just used the scaffolding to get it into place. And the major things you've got to look for is that kind of thing, and that could have doubled as a shelf, but I'll just push it away from me now. So a few things that you have to consider. The height is one thing, the clipping through the structure is the other. So there we go, into place. And just a different use of the plain wing. Now there is a number of other things you could have used for this, but I thought this was quite unique and you know, something that you don't necessarily see used a lot. So let's get the pillars in. Pretty standard, bog standard pillars. These fight me just a fraction, but I'm going to speed this up because it's pillars. It's not overly complicated thing to do. And I'm using these ones from the warehouse tab, these rusty roundish kind of pillars, which I'll just love the look of. Put them all out and in we go. So I might give you some music while we're pillaring. So there we go, some major pillarage music to get that done with. So now I've got to think about these parts at the back and how the the various things that are going to fight in the arena are going to get into the arena. And so I'm going to build a couple areas at the back here. So we'll get some foundations down, and I'll speed this up because it's again doesn't take that much thought, you know. The shape of the area here was probably the major thing for me to think about. But apart from that, it's all pretty easy to do using the concrete foundation tab here. Just to drop these in, and again, you know, you can see that the ground is just a bit too low there for that to sink in, so I'm going to just have to use the normal floors. There we go, just like that. And hence why we have these two separate entranceways now. It makes a little bit more sense, and we'll divide these off in a second so that the both sets of contestants can see each other, but they can't get to each other before they get in the arena. I think it's an important point. Now, thank you so much for the support on the part one of this build. It was just astounding how many views that first video got. One of the thoughts that I've had down in this bottom corner here to the left is continuing this as a settlement, or continuing some further kind of areas in here. So let me know in the comments if you think that's a good idea, and I'll continue this build on. As I said, at this point to build this entire arena has taken roughly about 2.5 videos. The third video is a little bit shorter, but obviously I haven't done the tour in that video yet, so but still there's still some scope for building some other things for the arena here. And you can see I'm just using these security fences from I get with Workshop Rearranged. I think USO also has them. So one of the things that I thought about was how do we actually get people into these caged areas, so hence why I'm putting the door in here. We want to keep it separate from up above, and hence why I've got some idea, maybe something I could build to my left here as part of that story about having people captured in these cages and ready to fight. Anyway, we'll see how we go. Okay, so that kind of gives you two separate areas for our contestants to run through and enter the arena, which I think is important to do. Here we go. It's got quite an awesome look and feel about it now. I do like this. I really do like this. Put a door on each side. Run around the other side. Put another one in the other side. Here we go. Like that. Nice. And you can just imagine people in here shouting and throwing things and, you know, having a great time. So one of the challenges, I guess, building with the materials I'm using, you know, we're using concrete and wood mostly for this build, is to try and give some kind of contrast, some kind of level of detail that breaks up all that wood and all that concrete. So I'm going to use a few things here, obviously, in case you don't know it's the arena. I've got a sign for you to say it's the arena. But what I thought we could do, and I was in this Better Stores mod and I spotted the flags, and I thought it would be a nice touch just to have some homage to other Fallouts and also some different flags up here just to break up the look. So obviously the Aussie flag's got to be up there because it just has to be. And what I had to do with these is I had to actually physically put them on a wall and then use Place Anywhere to get them in. Here we go. What else have we got? Okay. Yep, we've got the Legion there. Ooh, New California, the Republic, that can go in. And so I think it's a nice little touch just to put these in. It does help to start to build up some layers and some levels of texture, and give you something to sell the overall look of the arena. So we'll get these all in. And I know some of you will not like the Legion, but you know, it's a nice flag. And what's the last one we can use? Nuka-Cola, Vault-Tec. Yeah, we'll use the gasoline diesel fusion one. Better Stores is a great mod. It's got all these little things in it, which, and if you haven't seen the review, please check my review on that mod. It's just a fantastic little mod. There we go. And I do spend some time, I'm not sure if I show you in this video, but I do spend some time decorating the whole arena down in here with advertising, etc. So I'm trying to kind of make it kind of the post-apocalyptic look plus what would generally we see in our arenas today. And the last part is just to get the cages in, and I had a look at what I had available, and I wanted to kind of, one of the things that I wanted to do is a couple of different factions of humans and a couple of different factions of animals, and that little pop-up was just explaining what happens with these cages. So I'm varying them up. I'm going to have a series of switches obviously up the top that we can use. See, I put this one in, and then I suddenly realised, well, no, hang on, I want those guys to fight each other, so I need to put that on the other side. Here we go. So I'm going to have a series of switches up in the control box that I can trigger, so we can have a variety of people that can fight in the arena. So obviously this one, we have an insect cage which we could put in there, and they'll all be hooked up on separate switches obviously. What else do we have available? Obviously some of these I haven't unlocked yet because this is a building save, so I've only done a minimal amount of questing. So some mole rats, that's fine. Oh, and some dogs, that'll do fine. It's a bit to get these in. There we go. Move forward, and I'll just show you that we'll have all the switches for those and all that wired up just up here, and we'll put all those switches, individual switches in. So you can wire each individual cage, and you can mix and match. Now what I've decided to go with is a system, and I'm going to have some kind of numbering system so I can remember what they are here, but I've tried to put two, because there's 2 cages on our left and 3 switches on the right, and they all correspond hopefully in order to each cage. I'm not going to show you how the wiring up, because I'm sure that will take some time. There'll be a lot of faffing around and not very exciting. So there we go. So we're just going to do the OCD thing and get these all into place. There we go. And we'll put a little table in the middle there for the announcer's microphone and whatnot. And then we'll be done for the day, I guess. So you can see the build is really coming together. You're kind of getting a feel for where I'm going with it now, whereas the first build was just really getting the base foundation in. And there we go. So that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you've enjoyed part 2. Part 3 will finish off, and then we will do the tour. I still have a few areas, surprise areas that I've still got to do in here, and then we will move on to the next settlement. So leave some comments if you want to see me expand this and do a few other little bits and pieces with this settlement. I'm happy to do that and share that in another video with you guys. If not, thanks for watching. Leave a like, a comment. If you haven't subscribed, hit the red button, and we will catch you next time.